We are now excited to introduce the 2022 ACC Player of the Year, former Louisville Cardinal and signee for the Grand Rapids Rise, Claire Chaussee. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And this is super exciting, a pro volleyball league coming to the United States. I know you just wrapped up your rookie season where you were playing in Italy, but what does it mean to come home to American soil and continue your volleyball career?
It's honestly surreal. Like, as a young girl, you have all these dreams, and to be able to do it in the U.S., I don't think in a million years that would have happened. So I'm happy it's starting now, and it's here in Michigan, right across the lake is where I'm from. So I'm happy it's all starting.
Yeah, I was gonna say you grew up in a small town in Wisconsin. Is it any more special being here in the Midwest?
It is. The Midwest and their fan base and just the culture around it is so exciting, and just to be able, again, to do it super close to home means a lot to me.
You've been spending a little time in Grand Rapids ahead of the inaugural season.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to meet any of the fans? What has just the response been so far for you?
It's been, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
It's had a really good response, and I've been going to the LPGA and meeting a lot of the fans from there and going to put a lid on it and doing things like that, trying to get out in the community. So everyone's really excited, and I can't wait to have other little volleyball players in the gym, and maybe one day they're going to be there too. So I'm excited to see everyone at the games.
Yeah, and I think that's such a big deal because you kind of mentioned that they're, you know, the only role models essentially probably when you were growing up in collegiate were collegiate players, right, or Olympic players. So now little girls have, you know, people like you to look up to. How cool is that going to be? To, I mean, you were the face of, you know, the Louisville volleyball program. What will it mean now to kind of take your talents to another program where you can be that role model?
I don't want to put any pressure like on myself or the other girls, but I think it's super exciting because in Italy it's kind of hard to interact with the fans and do all of that. So just being able to hang out with them after games, take pictures and all of that, it's really going to mean a lot to us. Yeah,
and you guys are being led by a coaching legend in Kathy George. I imagine you knew a little bit about her before you came to this team.
Yeah, Kathy, I mean, I talked to her on the phone, but I had never talked to her in person or hung out with her. And these last few days have just been a blast, and she's hilarious, super personable, and that's something I look into for a coach. And she marks all the boxes, you know. She's a winning machine. You can just see that on paper. She loves to win, and she's super passionate about it, so I'm excited to be able to be coached by her.
Yeah, and you're one of the many talented players that have signed on to this roster. What excites you about, you know, some of your future teammates?
Well, some of them beat me in the championships this past December, but I'm excited to get on the court with a lot of them. And one of the girls, Simone Abbott, we actually played in Italy together, so it's just going to be fun to get back on the court with her.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you play in the same league, or you played on the same team together?
On the same team together.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're coming in with a familiar face.
Yes.
Is that nice to have a little bit of like comfortability having somebody that you already played with?
It is, because I'll probably be one of the younger players, so being able to come in with someone or a few people that I already know just makes it that much more comfortable. You already have chemistry with them on the court and off, so it's really nice.
Yes, and European volleyball is kind of already established, and for a long time, successful college players are going overseas to, you know, various European leagues. This is something new. It's never been done before here in the U.S., and I think with that, there's maybe a little bit of risk. Like, you guys don't know how it's going to turn out, but with that is I feel like a cool opportunity for you guys. Is it fun to be a pioneer in this new experience?
It is, and I was talking about it with someone else. When I signed on, it is a risk because you don't know how it's going to go, but the girls that also are signing on, I think it's just becoming more and more competitive as people are signing on. We're getting people from other countries coming over, and you know, at the beginning they weren't even sure if they were going to do that because it is a risk to come over here from another country, just how it is for us to go over there, but it's going to be really competitive, and it's going to be exciting, and getting the fans in there to like see how physical this game is going to be really cool.
And you've played at the highest stage in college volleyball. You know, thousands and thousands of fans are packing these arenas, and I feel like college volleyball is on the rise. I don't know if it's even reached its peak yet, but how cool would it be to see that same amount of energy poured into professional volleyball?
Yeah, and in the Midwest, like we were saying before, the fan base and just how loyal they can be, and we're just all so excited to get people in, get people watching. Volleyball is growing, so with pro now, I think it's just gonna grow even more, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and I know you guys have, you know, some work to do. You gotta, you know,
Yes.
practice together as a team, and I imagine there's a lot of things that need to be worked out before you guys start playing in January, February. But what's your hope right now? I mean, do you come into this with any expectations, or do you see how it goes?
Yeah, so I think we're all gonna be super competitive. Our team has a lot of very experienced athletes, and we're all here. It's our job, but we're here to win and have fun, and we all started playing this sport because we love it. So just keeping the joy in it, but also we're ready to win. We're ready to go, and there's, I think, 7 teams right now, so I think it's gonna be really good.
And what do you do right now? How do you spend the off season, and what's kind of the next step before you come here to Grand Rapids to start playing?
So I'm in Louisville right now full time and training with those girls and in the weight room, just getting ready for season. And then right before I come here, I'll be doing AU Pro in Arizona. So I'll be there for 5.5 weeks. And then before I know it, right after I finish there, and I move here in November.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
Just that us girls are super excited to be here in Grand Rapids, and we want to treat this like our home. So with full respect, we want to be here, and we just hope to see everybody out at the games this coming year in 2024. So we just can't wait.
Awesome. All right, Claire, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course.